I'm Peter Ochieng from Huruma, Mathare. Currently, I'm the admin assistant at an organization called Furaha Community Foundation in Huruma, and the chairperson of Furaha Community Alumni Association. And this is Trace Changemakers. My solution to Mathare community is actually leadership. That is actually the gap that I identified, and I want to bring up youth leadership. So basically, in my primary school and high school, I've been into leadership, and once I was done with my high school, I realized that if I was able to lead all through, it means that people of my age group can as well lead. So that is when I realized that, there is a gap. There is a gap where youth after school, they're there looking for employment, but there was something that brings in the aspect of responsibility, and that is leadership. And that was when I realized that this is the solution I need to bring. Basing the fact from my story, or the line of my story, it's a long one, having been brought up in the slums, Mathare, currently still residing in Mathare. I realized that, we have a lot. We have a lot to do as the youth, because once I was done with the high school, everyone went their way. So I thought of myself, and I really wanted to create change, to bring change into the community. Now I say to myself that if in the capacity of maybe a prefect or a school president, I was able to do what I did and influence what I influenced, now what will deter me from doing the same, extending the same to the community at large? So that is basically, I told myself that, I've received, even if it's not the enough experience, but it is somewhat the education that I need to take part into civic participation, youth leadership, and actually change making. I really think we are short of leaders. Basically, we are short of leaders. And sorry to say that, leadership has been misquoted for politics, and that is where we lose our youths. And I really care of having people that are not only on top, seated on on big seats with big titles, but I care of people with responsibilities, people who are accountable for everything that they do, people who show some empathy, people who are always aspiring the change to the ecosystem around them. So that is what really triggered me to rally youth and come up with the Alumni Association, part of a program, and impact in them the aspect of actually voluntary efforts towards transformation of our community, becoming leaders who understand what is change and what our community desires, leaders who can identify a gap in Mathare and bridge it in the various aspects that are available. One thing that I will always appreciate is an opportunity. A youth is able, and from the onset, from birth, everyone is born with the ability inside of them. Everyone has a capacity. Now, there is an opportunity, because at my tender ages, I didn't know something that I will do. Maybe one day be talking of change making or so. But there is an opportunity. I went through an organization called Furaha Community Foundation in my primary school and my high school. And that opportunity that they granted me, quality education, and the leadership and the responsibility over my fellow students, that is now my ecosystem. You know, every time we could converge and responsibilities are to be assigned, my name was mentioned at one point. So it meant that the ecosystem or the people around me believed in my efforts. Now, this is what we need to do actually to the youth. It has affected me positively because I realized that if this opportunity has been granted to me, and if everyone believes that I can do it, then I can also make others believe, because I can do everything by myself. I'll also make others believe that they can do it. We entrust them with responsibilities, and you know, there we have a leader. Being raised in a foundation for quite some time, primary and high school. Then now I am back, and I got back to the foundation, and you know, I identified the problem, and I wanted to lead. Then I really rallied people. Now there was this maybe insecurity from the people that raised me, people that saw me grow. And right now they are looking at, you know, they're not understanding the aspect of change making. They are looking at it as a competition. And I realized that as a youth and as a change maker, what we need to compete for is opportunities. Anything that is maybe less than that, it's not something that we ought to go for. So that insecurity from people that are older than me, something that really scared me at some point, because I really felt like these are people that I should seek for advice and guidance from them, but right now they are not up to my help. But basically, I kept doing the right thing because I knew the moment I stay on my path, and they will see the product. And the moment the product is evident, it's in the public domain, they will actually want to associate with the success. And that is what every youth must want to maybe to be identified with, success. Because everyone will want to praise success, but they do not want to go with you through the process. One thing that is different is the kind of youth that we are having in Madari. Number one, they are leaders. Because even if they are coming up with their social enterprises, number one, they are leaders in the various points, because having been given opportunities in the leadership institutes, because I tried to partner and collaborate with maybe organizations around that train change makers. So we have leaders, not only leaders that carry the values of responsibility, empathy, and they are generally in civic participation, always up to ensure that they do something for the community that raised them.